Hello everybody, and welcome back. I'm Mark.
I'm Alex, and this is Motorsport Viewed from Beyond the Grandstand.
Unfortunately, Stefano will not be part of this week's podcast or any other video coming out this week due to an illness. We hope he gets better and we hope he's going to be back on the channel soon.
Before we hit the news, I would like to make a bold prediction that, so far, looks promising. German driver Julian Hanses will win a Drivers' Championship in the next 18 months, as of September 2019.
Let's get on to motorsport news. Artem Markelov will be driving the second Arden car in this week's Russian F2 race. Which means, once again, Tatiana Cauldron will be beaten by a teammate.
Juan Manuel Correa has been taken out of his medically induced coma, and although he is conscious, he is not yet fully awake. Medical services hope to operate on his injured legs as soon as possible.
David Schumacher has been announced to replace injured Australian F3 driver Alex Peroni in the Russian Grand Prix. I believe this is the first time David Schumacher will be joining the main F3 circuit. We wish him good luck.
Meanwhile, Zandvoort Circuit in the Netherlands has given the Formula One management an ultimatum where they would like a lot more money delivered to them, or they will cancel their contract to host the 2020 Dutch Grand Prix. Now over to Mark, who will go through the results of this weekend's MotoGP races at Aragon.
3 saw Aaron Canet take first, Ayagura take second, and Dennis Foggia rounding up the last podium place in third. Moto2 saw Brad Binder take first, Jorge Navarro second, and Alex Marquez take third. MotoGP saw Marc Marquez take first, Andre Dovizioso storming through the pack to take second, and Australian Jack Miller taking third.
This weekend's IndyCar Grand Prix of Laguna Seca saw Colton Herta, the 19-year-old rookie, take his second win of the season. Not only his second win in IndyCar, but his second podium. And he led the race from pole to take the win of the final race of the season, whilst Joseph Newgarden sealed his championship. Simon Pagenaud remains second, with Alexander Rossi in third place. Scott Dixon and Will Power maintain fourth and fifth, both standing on the podium this weekend. And I think we're good to start talking about Singapore.
First of all, how exciting was that?
Every race, I mean, France was a 2-hour time penalty to all the fans, and then every race since that has just been really, really good.
I mean, by normal race standards, I guess you could say it wasn't exciting as Monza or Belgium, but holy by Singapore standards, that was amazing.
Not quite 2017, but pretty close.
Not just with the close, but just with the pure excitement of people being able to overtake at Singapore. Like people saying, oh, there was no overtaking. Yeah, if you ignore the top 6, but everyone else after that, it was amazing. Like the whole field shuffled around. Everyone's like, oh, there was no overtaking. But I feel like those are the people that literally pay no attention to anything else other than the top 5 or 5, 6, or even 1, 2, and 3. I mean, would you agree there?
Yeah, I do agree, because the midfield battle in Singapore was incredible. I think it was changing around so much, it was amazing.
Now I say that if Ricciardo didn't have a penalty, that Renault were on for closing the gap on McLaren once again.
Maybe. I mean, obviously Nico Hülkenberg and Carlos Sainz's collision at the start definitely did impact that. Obviously, there was a bit of a debacle and a kerfuffle at the start, which saw Nico Hülkenberg do quite a bit of damage to Carlos Sainz's car, and then they couldn't get the jack under his car, so that prolonged his pit stop to be almost a comedic length.
Dare I say that? Well, without the penalty, Renault would have outscored McLaren again.
Maybe. I mean, there's a possibility. It would have been more exciting, though, because we would have seen them really slogging it out on track. I think practice 1 ended with Max Verstappen doing all of his laps on soft tyres. He did 6 laps with a soft tyre. 6 sets of soft tyres after 22 laps with a 1:40.259. So he was followed by Sebastian Vettel and Lewis Hamilton. And then Nico Hulkenberg was the only other driver to do 6 soft tyres, as did Daniel Ricciardo. So both Renaults and Max Verstappen did the same strategy. And Hulkenberg finished 6th and Ricciardo finished P11 in free practice 1. Whilst I think the free practice sessions were pretty exciting, so there were quite a few little cucks by the other teams of some engines blowing and people hitting walls and whatnot.
Yeah. I mean, it did well for my bingo practice. It really helped me along.
Yes. Yeah, it didn't help me. Obviously, you guys will see that this later on this week with our bingo episode, but bingo was really quite interesting for the first session.
Williams.
I am Williams. Yeah, in practice 1, Charles Leclerc.
No, actually, you're not. Actually, no, you're not Williams. Williams at least scored something.
I'm Virgin.
Yeah, you are a virgin.
Thank you. Yeah, so practice 1, Charles Leclerc had some engine problems. Meanwhile, Valtteri Bottas had quite a sizable collision with the barriers. Luckily, there was nothing too bad there, so it didn't necessitate any sort of penalty. But Leclerc's engine failure got him stuck in P19, which meant that he actually got beaten by Robert Kubica. So, yeah. But Sergio Perez went through the same thing. So, yes. Not great for them, but obviously they made up for it in the race. Practice 2 saw Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen, who were actually my predicted 1-2 for the race to take P1 and P2. And then practice 3 saw Charles Leclerc top the charts with Sebastian Vettel in 3rd, in a thing no one saw coming, I don't think.
Someone predicted Ferrari to do well at Singapore, but not that well. And I believe someone criticised that person who was saying that Ferrari would do well in Singapore. Do you remember who that was?
That would be me criticising both my co-hosts, both Mark and Stefano, who said that... Mark said Ferrari would be on the podium. Stefano said Ferrari would win. And those two are never letting me forget it.
I'm right.
So, yeah, 3rd practice, Charles Leclerc, Lewis Hamilton, P2, with quite a gap, may I add. Like, that gap was massive. Vettel and Bottas were at the front for quite a while, and then then there was like a second gap, and then they ended up closing, and then eventually Hamilton still could not quite get to him, and then Leclerc was P1 at the end of it.
I think that if Mercedes hadn't told Bottas to slow down, that Bottas could have easily challenged Max for 3rd.
I think he would have taken 3rd, realistically. But nope, James had to get in the way, and we'll discuss James's decision and what he said on the radio soon afterwards, after we talk about qualifying, because good God.
Just talk about how much faster Leclerc could have gone, because he had 3 little He had 3 little snaps of oversteer as well.
He lost control of his car multiple times, and in the track that normally is the worst for Ferrari, no one knows what happened. No one expected it, and even Ferrari themselves admitted they didn't think they would get higher than 4th, and they qualified P1 and P3.
I mean, yeah, it was amazing.
And my prediction as well was that the top 6 wouldn't change after turn 1, and
how wrong you were.
Well, 2 of them didn't.
Yeah, 2 didn't, but wrong.
I think in general though, the way to describe the race was the fact that Giovinazzi led nearly 5 laps.
Yeah. And I think you were a bit unfair to Singapore.
Yeah, well, I mean, last year was one of the worst races I've seen in my life, so I still had some salt going for last year.
Hey, don't say Singapore last year was bad. You're going to make France and Spain this year cry.
Spain this year wasn't too bad. I mean, it was more enraging than anything else, the fact that Vettel stuffed up Bottas's race, because VB should have won that as well. I think he easily could have, but he had to back off quite a lot on the first corner because Seb was coming around the outside and almost dinked him.
Let's not talk too much about France or else I'll fall asleep again.
Yeah, France was a 2-hour time penalty.
How can a track so wide and open produce so little racing?
The only excitement that happened there was the last 2 laps with the midfield battle, and all that got undone anyway.
Yeah, so basically, just how can a track so wide and open be so fucking boring?
I don't know. And it's so cool to look at as well. I don't know why so many people hate it.
I mean, I understand hatred for it because it is a bit of a eyesore.
I think it looks alright.
Hey, on board and close shots, but what about the helicopter shots? Just awful.
I think it looks trippy as hell. I mean, not trippy, but I think it looks really good. Like, it makes really good, photos and stuff, like the wallpapers and stuff that you see from it.
Now let's talk about the sweet nothings that James whispered into Valtteri's ears.
Oh my god. So, yeah, basically, in Singapore?
Singapore, yep.
Valtteri Bottas had quite a bit of pace, and he was ordered to go 3 seconds slower because they wanted to. Because VB would have undercut Hamilton coming out of the pits, and they told him to go 3 seconds slower per lap so that Hamilton could stay ahead. Whereas VB could have easily challenged for the podium, and I personally think that he would have taken it. Whereas basically after the race, was it after or was it during? I'm not sure, but James said to him, Valtteri, I'll repay. I'll thank you for this. We had to make sure that whatever. I'll make sure. I'll make certain that I pay it back to you next time. So considering that next race is Russia, and we remember what happened there last year, my thoughts are Valtteri, it's James, is probably not happening this weekend coming up.
Never doubt Lulu on a temper tantrum.
Yeah, true, but I mean, they can only do it so much before VB gets that Lance Corporal Bottas side coming out and he pulls a Nico.
Fair enough.
Yeah, in qualifying in Singapore, we also saw Carlos Sainz, Daniel Ricciardo, Nico Hulkenberg and Lando Norris make up Q3, whereas Daniel Ricciardo and Sergio Perez were delegated further back as Perez had caused some damage, and Ricciardo had a really odd penalty that I don't think I've ever seen before, where
and I think, judging by most fans, they do not agree with it one bit.
I mean, if it happened on his actual qualifying lap, then it's understandable, but
it happened
it didn't.
During Q1 on a slowdown lap when
for 1 millisecond.
And even then, 1 millisecond when it goes over a curb, could you not argue that the sensor could have been tripped accidentally?
Yeah, but apparently it sets off an alarm that goes to the team and to the FIA.
Which makes me just think, okay, it'd be a bit more yes if it happened along the straight, but the fact that it happened because he hit a curb, it makes me think, could something have just been accidentally tripped? Cause that?
Yeah. And also, Mercedes were forced to change their fuel mix due to it being, all the temperatures were illegal. So, and then suddenly, after they changed their fuel, they suddenly do very, very badly. Have we found their kryptonite?
No, I don't think it's that. I'm thinking it was done just for Singapore due to the issues that the Spec 3 has had with heating and considering the Singapore heat.
That's what I reckon. I reckon they can't cope with hot. We've seen that this weekend from the smog and stuff. But I mean, in the past they've never been good with the heat, except for maybe Spain. but in
My theory
general, yeah,
it would not have got them any more pace. They did it just to try help their engine.
yeah, not make it overheat and blow. But it'll make it
So I don't think
interesting
it was.
for Mexico, maybe.
Ugh. Mexico's going to be very weird because normally Red Bull does well there, but I have a feeling some of the tracks they're historically good at, they just haven't performed at this year.
Except Austria.
They've been Austria once again. It was
Dirty.
bad strategy and questionable passes helped.
Yeah, and lack of penalty.
I won't say lack of penalty because I do believe in letting them race, but
I mean, it's not even that. Like, as if the Canada penalty didn't happen, I would be perfectly fine with the Austria decision. But the thing is, they penalise some and not others for the exact same thing.
and at the same time they didn't penalise Leclerc in Monza.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't think it was as egregious as the Austria incident, in which it was basically all four wheels pushed off the track, nowhere else to go.
Yeah, and the Austria one was clearly deliberate as well. Like, it was like a straight-on, deliberate push you off the track thing. Like,
But before we piss off one group of fans, we'll move on from that. Yeah.
yeah. So, in Singapore, Leclerc and Vettel. Do you think it was, or was it not a team order?
I believe it was not a team order. I believe that it happened just by pure chance. I remember hearing that Leclerc was given a choice on whether he wanted to go in this lap, but I don't think he was told that if he didn't go in this lap, Vettel was allowed to come in. So I believe that Leclerc unknowingly chose to get undercut by his teammate.
Yeah, I personally,
Makes sense.
yeah. I get what you mean, and I reckon obviously the actually Vettel going past him was in no way planned. There was no way they could possibly plan their two drivers coming out of the pits and being wheel to wheel. However, the decision to stay in that order was an order. You know what I mean?
Yes, but I think it was due to how close Verstappen was.
And also they didn't want a Spain 2016 to happen.
We know how Vettel takes multi orders.
Yeah, well, yeah. Let's let's not go into that one.
I think every single F1 fan, not Vettel fan, but nearly every single F1 fan just wanted to hear Ferrari say multi 16.5 Seb. I think every single fan just wanted to hear those words.
I mean that's Red Bull's code.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Ferrari's code is Leclerc is faster than you.
Yeah.
Understand what this message means.
Yes,
Leclerc
yes.
is faster than you.
I mean, Red Bull don't have to worry about the whole multi thing anymore because they couldn't use it for a couple of years because it would have been multi triple three.
Yeah. Can you hang on? Imagine if they were 6 and 66.
Multi 666. That is the Maldonado initiative.
Repeat or execute order 13.
Oh dear. Pastor Maldonado.
No, Albon's behind Hamilton and Verstappen's third. Albon, like Horner to Albon. Sorry, no, hang on, it wouldn't be Horner. It would be Marco to do the voice. Albon, execute order 13.
That's the Maldonado initiative. Yeah, it's just kamikaze Hamilton. I think at one point when Hamilton and Verstappen were going at it, and Hamilton nearly rear-ended Verstappen because he had to warm his, or he had to I think it was either warming or cooling his brakes. So he absolutely gunned it behind Verstappen and almost smashed into the back of him and had to slam his brakes on. And I have to admit, honestly, 100% honestly, deep down I was thinking, please hit him, please hit him, please hit him, please hit him. It would have made it so much more exciting. Don't you think?
Oh yeah, easily.
That would have been awesome had Hamilton and Verstappen actually hit each other. Obviously, there were quite a few hitting each other incidents. Obviously, Russell Grosjean had the Williams' first retirement of the season, and
Had to be Grosjean
yeah.
after we.
It was Russell's
After we
first retirement of his
defend him.
career.
After we defend him as well.
I would be tempted to have called that a racing incident. Actually,
Be careful, you can't call it that. You'll piss off the British fans.
well, the thing is, if you rewatch it, Russell does go extremely wide because he thinks Grosjean's pulled out. So I think Grosjean has made the bad decision to keep on the power the entire time and try and be alongside Russell, whereas Russell's not realised that and continued going wider, thinking that he's passed him. So I think Grosjean made bad judgment in continuing to go on the power around the corner, on the exit of the corner, and Russell's had bad judgment in assuming what Grosjean had done.
Yeah. But it is ultimately, if it is a racing incident, it's 70%, 80% Grosjean, 20% Russell.
Yeah.
So it's more Grosjean's fault than Russell's. Oh, so once again, we won't be making our predictions for Russia because that will be in its own video. Now on, I believe the Russia video will be coming out on. Will be the first video on Thursday. Shall we make it?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think so.
And our second Thursday video will be driver report cards.
Yes.
Will be debuting.
Thursday will be our two games will be released on Thursday.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, well, report card is a game.
Yeah, and I guess.
And bingo's a game.
Is a game as well. No, bingo's coming out Friday. Remember?
Ah, yes, of course, of course.
So on Friday will be bingo and a surprise new series, one of our other new series, which will either be driver profiles or champions and championships. But I think we'll do driver profiles due to Stefano's sickness.
Yes, I think champions and championships will have to wait for him. I think obviously I'll probably start. I think champions and championships, I think, will all sort of take over a different part of it because we all have expertise in different areas.
And your expertise is
fairly early on. Whereas
say mine is.
Yeah, whereas Stefano's is really like Stefano's is the more modern era. He goes through roughly the late 80s through the mid 2000s.
I'm
Well, you're a bit of everything.
I guess I'm a bit of everything, but I guess I mostly can give you the recent history, like from. I mean, I'm pretty good at the modern era, like modern turbo hybrid era, like.
Yeah.
And also oddity facts.
Oddity facts.
Yeah. Once again, if you're viewing this and you're not part of our bingo, once again, it costs absolutely nothing to join, and you've got everything to gain.
All you've got to do is go on to myfreebingocards.com, make 9 predictions, at least two of which have to be relatively more unlikely than the others. Save it as a photo. And
how about we give some examples of what some unlikely ones for Russia would be?
Well, I was thinking just less likely than the other predictions.
Yeah.
That way you're not just harvesting points.
Yeah. And if you have cards full of likely predictions, you will receive your predictions will receive a one penalty point for each likely one.
Yeah, exactly. We have to make sure everyone has a equal chance, and you're not just harvesting points.
And your bingo bonus, if you get it, will be cut in half as well.
Ah. Yes. So
if you get a bingo from your likely ones, you're gonna get. If you have all likely ones and you get a bingo, you're just gonna get half points from it.
Effectively, all you have to do is save the bingo card as an image. Send it to us on any of our social media pages, whether it be Discord, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, you name it. Send it to us. We'll include it in the game. And every week we'll release the championship standings of the game. And at the end of the year, then you'll be announced as the winner in our end of year awards ceremony. And I just want to make it clear, you don't win anything.
Passion collisions. No, we've covered that.
Well, no, we only got the first part. Bingo. Basically, save the image, send it to us. Yeah. And yeah, you do not win anything. There is no physical prize. There is no giveaway. You win the glory of being this year's bingo champion.
Only our admiration.
Yeah, and maybe a tag if you're part of the Discord. You'll get a tag on your name as bingo champion, and obviously we'll get we'll announce who you are, who the winner is in our end of year awards ceremony. Also, yeah, we missed out a couple of collisions. Sergio Perez broke down, brought out safety car. Antonio Giovinazzi was given a 10-second time penalty for nearly wiping out some marshals in a recovery vehicle. We all know why. And basically the last one was, frankly, the torpedo is back.
And Kimi got a taste of it.
I mean, it was really, like, honestly though, it was great to see him come back. Like, it was great to see him back. The good old torpedo.
Kimi didn't seem as angry as I thought he would. He seemed pretty.
Russell had a go at Grosjean.
He did. I think Russell is now seeking boxing training from Verstappen on how to fight drivers when that happens.
Yeah.
It was pretty weak. It was a pretty weak effort, Russell. Come on. Should have given him a bit more love. But no, I mean, I was shocked at how Kimi reacted. I thought he was going to be a lot more
Well, I mean, I think he knew that it. Yeah, I think he knew that it wasn't a attack. I think he knew that they were kind of like both equally. Like, yes, Danny should have backed out. Kimi also should have looked kind of where, like, you kind of should have looked in his mirror. But yeah, I think both of them. Once again, I don't think any one party was particularly at fault for that.
But it was a bit of a.
There was a lot of grey area in that as well. Like, I don't think it'll really be settled as to who it was responsible for it.
Kimi seemed just to accept it. He didn't seem to.
I mean, at least he didn't have to get a new engine or gearbox or anything. It was only a suspension. Nothing serious was completely obliterated. Yeah, I'm watching the onboard right now. Kvyat is alongside him the entire time, and Kimi turns in on the racing line. So he basically turns in onto the inside curbing with Kvyat next to him.
Now, this is really early to say this, but am I the only person who feels like, after seeing the way that Kimi reacted, that he's
canning it?
Done, but he won't be renewing his contract after next year. We'll see him disappear.
I mean, I think everyone knows that he won't be renewing it at the end of next year.
This has just solidified it for me. Know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because he's kind of thinking, oh, great. Well, I mean, he's probably thinking, I know I don't have to deal with this guy. I don't have to deal with this guy for God knows how many more years. Also, here we go. I just found a team radio message from Valtteri Bottas to Lewis Hamilton.
Oh. What did it say?
It says, well, it could actually, the first bit of it's not clear because there's lots of vibration and stuff. It could be or it could be. It sounds like, but it could be. So yeah, VB has
What there?
has
There
called
isn't
Hamilton.
any. There isn't any Mercedes personnel with the last name Head, is there?
I mean, apart from Patrick Head.
It's his role.
Patrick Head, the Williams car designer.
Oh, they have one. I thought they just let be a test bed for little kids who want to design F1 cars because it's so slow.
Apparently, VB's comment was at the end of qualifying.
Oh. Oh. Is that because
Apparently, Hamilton pulled in front of him at the right as they were on the about to cross the line. He's about to do his flying lap, and Hamilton pulled in front of him. Oh, there you go. It's uncensored. Yeah, it is uncensored. Yeah, so Bottas was doing his last qualifying lap and was about to cross the line, and then Hamilton is beside him, and then Hamilton cuts in front of him and messes up the first part of his lap. That's why Bottas did so slowly. And obviously he said it on the radio.
oh. Oh. I don't know why, but just going to expect that now. Mercedes just feels like a one-driver operation, and it's a bit sad and annoying. I feel like Bottas would be. I mean, Mercedes could maybe even wrap up championships even faster than they already do if they had equal status drivers. Wrong to assume?
I mean, I'm not really sure. I wasn't actually really listening, so I don't know what you said.
I said, is it wrong to assume that Mercedes could wrap up a Constructors' Championship even faster if they had equal status drivers?
If they had done the whole Hamilton-Rosberg equal thing, there would be a lot more collateral damage, but they would secure the Constructors' Championship very, very, very early. I think we worked out at the start of the year, had Mercedes got a 1-2 every single race so far in the season, they would have sealed the Constructors' Championship at Monza, which would have been very, 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 very bad. Because home of the Tifosi, yeah, wouldn't have looked good. Yeah. So championship standings at the end of it. Lando Norris moves up the table. Nico Hulkenberg gains on his teammate quite rapidly. Danny Kvyat is tied with him. Also, Pierre Gasly extends his lead over Carlos Sainz.
Just remember that the Formula 1.5 champion is likely to be in 8th now because of what Red Bull did.
Yeah, true. Sainz.
Real Formula 1.5 champion will be 8th.
Yes.
Yes, which is very difficult. Thank you, Red Bull, for doing that mid-season. You've just with everyone's head for working out Formula 1.5 champion.
Yes, so Charles Leclerc is now tied with Max Verstappen in P3 and P4, but Leclerc is now ahead based on countback because he has one more P2 than Verstappen does. Also, if it weren't for Verstappen, Leclerc would only have one P2, but no, that's open to conjecture. So we got 15 minutes left. Let's do some. Let's take the pits out of some people, shall we?
Okay. Once again, who's up on the chopping block?
I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm saying it already. David Schumacher. Oh, why did he get a Formula 3 seat?
I mean, we've also had some birthdays this week too. I mean, we've had some birthdays. We had the birthday of Juan Pablo Montoya. We've had the birthday of Jack Aitken. I think we should have a go at them as well.
Aitken. Oh. Are you ever going to win a championship in Formula 2, mate? Or are better drivers just going to keep coming in and knocking you down?
Oofed. I mean, F1 junior driver for how long? He's almost aged out of an F1 seat.
So, Jack Aitken, should we call you Rubens Barrichello? Or Ralf Schumacher? What's your preferred title?
Breaking news.
What?
Alfa Romeo have lost their appeal to have their disqualification from Hockenheim.
He's Vita Kubica! He keeps his point, he is not!
Robert Kubica and Williams keep their point. 3 minutes ago, that was announced.
Oh, praise be to Kubica.
We've just stated this video, but who cares? They all know what happened. They all know.
Okay, so yeah, Jack Aitken basically is a love child of Rubens Barrichello and Ralf Schumacher. He's good, but there's always going to be better drivers that knock him down.
Yeah, Jack Aitken. Oofed. I mean, he's been driving.
Jack Aitken, we wish you luck in GT racing in a few years' time.
We wish you luck getting nuked by Glock. We'll be saying, "Is that Glock?" a lot more.
Who else do we have? Juan Pablo Montoya, please win a Triple Crown before Alonso. I would love to see Facebook reactions to that.
I think he has a genuine shot. I think he has a much higher shot.
Just to see the Alonso fans if you get a Triple Crown before him.
I want to see him race in the 500 again and blow up a dryer truck.
Thinking about the S5000 actually. Holy was that an EMS? Because I was just talking about Rubens Barrichello and you said S5 and you said 500s and I'm like S5000s? Because that just... Dude, did you see the accident?
Yeah, I did afterwards.
Holy was that an EMS?
Yeah, well, huh.
How scary after what happened.
I know. I think, yeah.
I mean, I'm hoping that there's a GIF here that it properly...
I should be able to get a video of it and attach it to the video, actually. But yeah, Lord. It was terrifying. Yeah, so obviously JP Montoya needs to win a Triple Crown soon. We've also got who else? Obviously he is the reason that Team Radio is no longer live.
Oh, you gotta love him. He was so frank. He and Kimmy would be amazing on the radio together.
It would literally be Raikkonen, what a idiot, and then Kimmy saying he's a bloke. Sorry, that was Daniel saying it to Kimmy. Who cares? He'll probably still say it anyway. Yeah. Oh dear. Oh dear.
What?
Just Juan Pablo Montoya. Oh dear.
Yeah. How did the team not understand him?
I don't know.
Like, they were wondering whether he understood what it was, and he made a joke about oh dear, and they were like, "Do you understand what deer is?" Like makes an amazing joke, and the team just thinks he can't understand him.
Yeah, well. The Williams aren't known for not being slightly casually racist. Yeah, well, oof.
Hang on, dude. I'm sending you a live reaction to the driver that shot across the track in S5000
Oh yeah.
after what just happened. This is a live reaction.
Everyone's gonna hear that. Everyone's gonna hear that bleep. That message received. Yes, it's Jeremy Clarkson in his tiny car saying, "Ooh, a lot of poo shot out then." He is not wrong. Not at
So
all.
what happened in Spa? That crash was scary to watch. Coming out
Yeah.
of a fast corner.
It was terrifying. It really was terrifying. Oh, and also, happy birthday. It was 2 days ago, I believe. The birthday of... Who was it? It was Igor Ruskite. Also better known as Sunny, the girlfriend of Nico Hulkenberg. Who...
I reckon everyone knows what she looks like now.
Well, she made like her first sort of spotlight appearance at the Singapore Grand Prix, and the Google searches for her have skyrocketed. Absolutely skyrocketed. I think Kim Millman is actually to blame for that, to be honest. Anyone who knows what I'm talking about, you can forget I said that. Yeah. Yes, so 2 days ago, happy birthday to her. She claims to have turned 22, so we'll go with that. I think.
Is that a female? I've turned 22 or an actual 22?
No, that was a. Oh, I've turned. Oh, I'm 22.
She's actually 35.
I wouldn't say 35, but she's not 22. Obviously, Sonny, I'm not actually trying to say that you're old here. I'm quoting Kim. Kim said it first. Kim said it first. Kim said it first. 100%. I'll literally find the quote. I will find the quote that Kim said. Let me find it. Here it is.
That's funny.
Here's a post.
Do you know what the top Google search right now for Nico Hulkenberg is? If you press space, do you know what the top one
Hang
is?
on, I'm about to do it. It is. Hang on. I am
If Nico Hulkenberg in space, and guess what comes up?
opening Google. Nico Hulkenberg. Oh, girlfriend, wife. And it's got her name in massive letters. That is amazing.
That is hilarious.
So yeah, Kim Illman, Sonny, if you ever want to take it out on him, someone asked him, does anyone know how old is she? And Kim replied with, she claimed that she was 22, but I don't think we can believe her. So, yeah. Shame on our compatriot who called you old. Yeah. So, shame on him. Shame on him. You're a disgrace to Australia, Kim. I'm sorry.
I'm finding out how old she is for us.
I actually have no idea. This will actually be interesting.
You know. I think, let's be honest, Kimmy's looks like he's hit the jackpot. If we rate them all.
I know. Literally, if you search Eagle Ruscote, the first thing that comes up is age. Okay, I don't know if I can...
I mean, hang on, I don't know who's hit it better off. Is it Bottas or Kimmy?
I mean... I'm tempted to say Kimmy.
I mean, Bottas,
I think Bottas personality-wise, Kimmy aesthetically. You know what I mean?
I mean, I can't comment on aesthetics.
No, I mean, I don't like to either.
I personally can't really comment on attraction to women because I can't really, I'm like, no. But if you ask me about drivers that are good looking, I can tell you that.
Charles, Matt turns the straight man gay as
I mean, for the hottest driver on the grid right now, it's a three-way tie between Daniel, Nico, and K-Mag.
K-Mag.
Sorry, but K-Mag is pretty good looking. He is.
Okay. Okay. Alright, whatever you say.
He is.
Alright, all good. Obviously, yeah. Alright, sweet.
So you don't have an issue with me calling Ricardo or Hulkenberg good looking, do you?
No. I think Rosberg's pretty good as well, but he's not in the current paddock. Felipe Nasser's alright. Marcus Ericsson's okay.
Are you telling me? Hang on. Are you saying? Oh yeah, Marcus Ericsson was pretty good looking. Like he was top of the list, but now he left. That's a shame.
I was gonna say Ericsson was pretty good. Felipe Nasser was pretty good. I don't know about Verline. Actually, I have mixed feelings about Pascal.
Oh, which Verline?
Pascal Verline. I have mixed feelings about Pascal Verline.
No, I don't like it. I mean, his hair. He can't do good-looking hair.
Because he actually...
You see this current...
He can't leave his hotel room without doing his hair completely. That was actually on an interview with Felipe Nasser. He actually said that.
Okay. Ooh. Hang on, what about driver's looks plus personality? If you had to date a driver, which driver would you date?
Ooh! Charles Leclerc.
Oh, it's a three-way tie. Either Ricardo, Lando, or Charles.
Ricardo and Lando would be more fun, but for some reason I find it weird wanting to go after one of them. Whereas for some reason I feel like I'd actually be perfectly fine with being with Charles for some reason.
But no, Lando's closer to our age, so it's less. I mean, Lando and Charles are close to our age, so it's less of a daddy.
I mean, yeah, Lando is actually really close to our age. He's one year from you and
Lando,
2 from me, so.
I mean, Lando would be.
Not even. He's 5 months from you.
No, like he is personal like crusher because he's just like super funny and like crushing hard on Lando here.
Yeah, I don't know. I would want to say Charles.
I'm sorry, but hang on. Who would you rather see as teammates? Lando and Charles, Charles and Lando, or Daniel and Charles?
You just said Lando and Charles, Charles and Lando.
Well, okay. Maybe. Who would you rather see as teammates? Lando and Charles, Charles and Daniel, or Daniel and Lando?
I want to say Daniel and Lando. Obviously.
Would they get any work done other than racing? Like, would they get any press conferences done together?
Not without breaking down laughing, because they've done it for the 3rd time now. 3rd time.
No, didn't Daniel get Lando to laugh on the grid?
Yeah, it was during the national anthem.
God.
So, yeah, to the wives and girlfriends of drivers. I'm not going to judge you now. I'm just going to go through who some of them are. Yeah, I have to give an honourable mention to. This is his words. Julian Hand says, used in his own words, he was asked to describe himself in 3 words, and the words he chose were brutally good looking.
Racing drivers. They're always so humble, aren't they?
A driver that you think isn't that good looking.
So you're asking me for a driver I think is pretty...
Well, not pretty but one that you wouldn't go for.
On the current grid?
Yes.
Oh god, I don't want to say it. I'll be dossed.
I'm going to say Verstappen.
I'm going to be dossed if I say it.
Say it. Do it.
So,
Sorry?
Bitzer. If you negative hard on. Stop. You give me negative hard on.
Negative hard on.
It's retreating
Far
back
out.
in. It's retreating back
It's
in.
retracting into your pelvis. It's like that guy. There was the dude who like sucked his gentleman's region into his pelvis and had to get it surgically removed. Yeah. So meanwhile, on the topic of wives and that, obviously Danny Kvyat and Kelly Piquet are obviously living happily with baby Penelope. K-Mag has recently got married. Kimi Raikkonen, who is looking very good for his age, may I add.
Can I just say something about K-Mag?
Yeah.
K-Mag's married, does that mean that Hulkenberg will no longer be sucking his balls?
No. He'll still be doing it.
It's a special relationship.
Yeah.
Can I just say that, hang on, I don't believe our last podcast covered it, but we told you guys that Haas would retain Grosjean.
Yeah, we did, hey!
We told you.
Everything that we say is correct, my boys. Go through every podcast, every video, everything that we've said has happened.
Except our Singapore prediction.
Yeah, except the Singapore prediction. Other than that, pretty much everything's going true. So, basically, I think that's virtually it for this episode. Grosjean got hired, so suck K-Mag's gentleman's region. We've done it. So, thank you for listening.
That's going to be a lot of editing, by the way, that I've given you.
Yeah, well, I think we got a bit more rowdy in this one. So...
Remember, this was all taking the pits.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing here that has been said is serious, and nothing is meant to offend anyone. These are all just memes. No, I'm kidding. That I'll have to remove. Actually, no, I'll bleep it out, so then that adds some sort of people wondering what it was. Also, in the end, obviously, thank you all for watching. It's been another episode of Beyond the Grandstand, episode 4, Singapore. Shout out to Julian Hanses, who will win a championship in the next 18 months. We predict that. That's our genuine prediction for this week. He may or may not be paying us to say that. No, he's not paying. He's not paying us. He may or may not have been involved in us saying it, though. I'll give you that much. So thank you all for watching.
Julian, if you're watching... Wait, shut the up. I'm trying to ask Julian a question here. Julian, if you enjoyed it and you laughed, and we know you would have laughed at 1 or 2 points, any chance...
Yeah,
you did.
I did. But
You know what you should do at the start of the thing, saying, Julian, we know you're watching. We have a challenge for you. We have a challenge for you that will be reviewed at the end of the video. No skipping.
will be revealed at a random point in the video.
put in there, Julian, if you have laughed at any point, you now have to you. And we know you did.
Yeah, well, whatever. Yep, so yeah, this has been it for another week. We'll be on obviously a few more times throughout the week with our little like 5 to 15 minute videos. That's just Mark sending another photo. I don't know what it is.
In MotoGP race saw Marc Marquez once again be first. Be first? What the f*** is that?
Mark Marquez be first.
Wait, be first? What the f*** is that? Hey, just a reminder, include for Alex and you'll receive a bonus 5 points.
Yeah.